Hey, it's Chris LeGates with Vale Soccer. Today's college pathway segment's being shot outside. Some beautiful November weather here, so can't wait to be back on the field with all our players. Today we're going to talk about communication with college coaches. People come to me all the time, and recently as well, where they've said, I don't hear from a coach. I sent them an email. I don't hear back from them. What should I do? Well, I'll tell you what, there's a couple different things you can do. Number one, got to go old school, okay, and get back to making phone calls, okay? Coaches appreciate phone calls, and we need to realize right now during this crazy time of ours during the pandemic that coaches are either maybe not in their offices very much, have rules against when and where they can be on the campus, could be even furloughed, which means that they're not working and they're at home, or in some cases dealing with a lot of different issues with players and training and things of that nature. So as it applies to communication, we need to be patient. We know that our high school seasons are going on right now, and so are a lot of the college seasons. Even if they're not playing, they're training on a regular basis. They're having meetings. They're having study opportunities for the players. So college coaches are busy. But if you haven't heard back with an email, there's nothing wrong with sending a couple more emails as well. If you find that they are going unresponded, then I think it's a really good place to place a phone call. If you have the coach's cell number, sending texts, even FaceTimes. Okay. Once you do get in touch with them, can you now keep a line of communication open on a regular basis? I still think that phone calls are something that are very beneficial. We get too caught up in email, and I'm going to talk about that in a second because I do think it's very important. But a phone call does go a long way. It shows proactivity on the student athlete's part. And again, these phone calls and these emails should always be from the student athlete, never from the parent. Clearly, we want to see student athletes that are invested in the process, and the people we need to get to know are the student athletes. So, as far as the communications are concerned, I don't think a parent should be calling a college coach and saying, "Hey, I'd like you to come down and see my son or daughter play." It's probably not the best way to go about it. Now, let's flip the script for a minute, and I'm going to share a couple things with you as well. Right now, on certain college campuses, certain protocols have been put into place with the pandemic so that contact tracing can take place. Often, what that means is if you want to go to visit a college campus, uh, the campus or the coach or the institution may ask for your name, address, people you're coming with, things of that nature, and they'll want it in a certain time frame. This message goes out to student athletes and parents of student athletes because it's important. I'm old. Email still is a really cool thing to me. Okay. To our much younger generation, they barely check it. You need to check your emails at least once a day. Okay. College coaches are sending you emails that need sometimes, in some cases, they're timely responses. They need things done in a certain amount of time. I could tell you a situation and see how this impacts the recruiting process, by the way. I could tell you a situation of a prospective student athlete who was going to visit a campus that had a certain protocol for COVID 19 that needed a 48-hour, before 48 hours of their visit, needed the information of their traveling party, what time they were coming, their address, and all of this. Player never checked her email. Tried to get onto the campus, wasn't allowed on the campus. Now, it sets back the process. Okay. Also, you'll hear about coaches saying, okay, listen, I sent you this email. I need to know if you're going to come to this ID camp. I need to know if you're going to come on this visit. Okay. We need to set things up in advance. We've had players I know of that have gone on tours of college campuses and then just expect that the coach will want to talk to them. Okay. So check your emails, email back and forth, get a good communication. But I'm telling you the truth here now. If I could tell you anything more about communication, is that 16, 17, 18-year-old kids need to check their email at least once a day. And what happened in the cases, I've heard these stories again, where players now are set back in the recruiting process just because they couldn't answer an email in time. Let's go backwards for a second. Coaches, you can't get in touch with them. Keep trying, keep sending video, keep sending emails, phone calls. Go old school, bring the phone out. Okay. And also remember video schedules, emails, send texts so you have their cell phone. On the flip side, check your email, check your text regularly. If you get stuff from a college coach, email them back, text them back quickly. Give yourself 24-hour window to have all that stuff sorted out, because you don't want to miss an opportunity to visit a campus. You don't want to be set back in the recruiting process. Critical, critical. Last thing for me today, we had planned to have a kind of a recruiting night for Vale next week. Clearly, the rules with the pandemic and the amount of people we can have in rooms has set that back. What I'm planning to do, and I think this is really, really important, as we approach the tournaments that are coming up the third week of November and Thanksgiving as well, and even into the winter, I want you to be able to contact college coaches, and I want you to be able to talk with them. I want you to be able to let them know what's ahead for you as far as tournaments are concerned, and as far as where you're going to be playing in indoors. That was going to be part of what I did in an open forum next week, but clearly that's been pushed back. What I will do now is record another one of these, send it out next week with a checklist of things you should be doing prior to our tournaments that are coming up 21st, I believe, and 22nd of November, the ones at Thanksgiving, and going forward. So it'll give us a real good chance to tie everything in together. So keep your eye out for that next week. Till then, keep doing what you're doing, work hard, okay? And like I always tell people, get stuff done. It's Chris LeGates. See you soon.